September 9th, 2010, 2 o'clock p.m. We proceeded up the mountain to this overlook spot that we talked about on our website for the salmon ambush later next month. Weather didn't cooperate. It was clouded in. We got all the way up the mountain and couldn't see anything because of the clouds. So we came back down to one of our old haunts, Camp Postcard. Here we are at Camp Postcard, scene of our Bigfoot encounter last year in October when we were down here and Steve and I were separated. We had some dust devils going on over here, and he had a sighting in the back of camp back in this direction. We haven't been back here in quite a while. They put up some concrete barriers here because the road is washed out up there. It's always been washed out, but I guess they finally got around to putting the concrete barriers up. So we're setting up here in camp. Steve obviously is testing his 35mm camera. Got our motion sensors like we always do. 4 corners around camp. We're mostly set up. We got the floodlights on top. We got a microphone about 200 feet into the woods with a IR camera overlooking the microphone and some salmon bait, and I'll show you that later. We got the 4 smaller cameras on top of the van on 4 sides, as we always do. I'm going to go into the van for a quick peek of what it looks like. There goes zone 2. We have the audio visual control panel. We got our spools going out for the 4-camera system. What we got here, the 4-camera system is self-contained 4-camera input DVR, and I'll switch to that. I'm able to switch different recording devices on the switch panel here. Right now, looking at the screen, that would be camera number 3, camera number 4, which is driver's side of the van. Camera 1 is straight ahead. Camera 2 is looking towards the river. And once again back to camera 3. And on top of all that, we have our overlook camera, which is actually by the concrete pylons I showed you. And I'll switch over to that. And right now I don't have power to that for some reason. I have to think here for a minute. Why I don't have, there we go. I had to turn on the power strip to it. That is the overlook camera overlooking the entire campsite on a zoom lens. It's pretty neat. So anything shakes inside camp at night, when we hit the spotlights at overlook camp, camera's going to catch everything. And then we got the 4 cameras on top of the van for close-in pictures. Now I told you we had a microphone going out to the other side of camp. There's the speakers that the microphone will be playing through, and the digital audio recorder. So when we turn that on, we can hear what's going on out in the woods. Turn it off for now. And out by the microphone is a camera. Is a IR camera, which is pointing at the microphone up in the trees, which you won't be able to see. And below the microphone, we have salmon bait. So that's also going to a DVR as well, a mini DVR, which right now is just sitting on the ground until it gets situated right there. So that's the setup we got right now. I'll take you out to where the microphone and bait is for a quick look.
Batteries.
I'm heading out zone 1, which would be in front of the van. So I'll walk out here. We got, unfortunately it's all cabled. We have power, audio, and video going out to the ambush area, the bait trap I should say, and parallel in the river here, which is going to be full of salmon next month. And who knows, maybe Biggie's down here scouting the area out, looking to see if the salmon are running yet. We're hoping he'll get a whiff of the canned salmon that we picked up from Albertsons. So I go out here in this little clearing, and I scattered a bunch of sticks around the bait too, so if anything walks up into it, we'll hear the telltale stick snapping. And got a can of salmon right here, sitting up on them branches, and I scattered salmon juice everywhere to put the scent in the air. And right there is the microphone, and that's very sensitive. So if anything shakes, we hear anything snapping like the twigs below my feet right now on that microphone, we can start recording from this camouflaged IR camera, which we just simply turn on and hopefully catch something while it's snooping around the bait area. So we'll see how that works out for the night. It's only about 8 minutes after 2. I'll give you guys a quick look at the river. We've had a lot of rainfall the last couple of days. So the river's up a little bit. That's one indicator. I believe the salmon wait on his the river levels to be up so they can make their run. Here's the river. And there will be some pretty big salmon in this river very soon. And old Biggie will come out of the mountains, wherever he or she comes from, and hopefully down in this area just pull out some big salmon for their week or two long salmon buffet, where they're going to gorge themselves in preparation for winter. My theory is they come out of their domicile, a place in the mountains, a burrow, a cave where they spend most of their time, and they'll make the trek to the nearest water source that has salmon, and they'll gorge on salmon, and they'll go in the tall grass, and they'll sleep, and they'll get up and start the process over and over again, gorging and sleeping until the salmon have been depleted, and then they head home, wherever home is. I think they do just like bears do. They fatten up for the winter, and the salmon run is a buffet that they do not miss. So we're going to finish setting up some of the lighting and whatnot, and we'll see what happens later. There he is, loading up the 44 Magnum.
Better known as the hand cannon. Okay, here's Mojo. 44 Magnum time. That's called big love right there. Big love in one hand. Oh yeah. That'll get your attention in the morning. From what I'm understanding, this is the largest Magnum. It's not the biggest handgun, but it's the largest Magnum round fired through a handgun. Then you make a 44 Special, which is about the same power as a 45.